Do you know what the best way to spice up your speeches and writing is? Don't worry, I'll tell you. It's similes and metaphors. Now these are figures of speech that will greatly enhance your speeches and writing. And we're going to tell you exactly what they are and how they've been used in some great historical speeches. So first, we're going to start with some definitions with Kiev.
Hi everybody, I'm Kiev. Now let me just start off by giving you a basic definition of what they are. Similes and metaphors are words used in a non-literal sense to convey a particular meaning. So when somebody says that somebody's blind as a bat, they aren't literally a bat. I mean, they have vision trouble, that's all. If they're cool as a cucumber, they're not a vegetable, they're just a guy. He's a shining star, he doesn't have a star for a head, he's just a guy coming up in the world, you know? So when you use them this way, it helps engage your audience and makes them more engaged, helps them engage more with your speech. Also, it just gives you a fun, cool image in your head, and I don't know about you guys, but for me it really spices up a speech when they add great speeches and metaphors like that. And you know what? To give you some of the best speeches and metaphors, here's my buddy Andy to give us some of the best speeches and metaphor from history.
Similes and metaphors are powerful tools of figures of speech that's been used in the best of speeches throughout history. If you look towards Martin Luther King's Jr. I Have a Dream speech, you can find an abundance of figures of speech in there, of similes and metaphors. One example would be, "We will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream." He uses the simile here to depict righteousness and justice as a river to show how quickly justice needs to arrive and how powerful it needs to be. He also uses a metaphor here. "We refuse to believe the banks of justice is bankrupt." He doesn't actually mean that a bank is where we get our justice. He means that American society needs to have the capacity to be able to bring more justice to not only just one set of people, but for all people. Obama used another great metaphor in his September 10th speech in Syria. There's no point in doing a simple pinprick attack on Syria. For pinprick, he meant how swift and terrible the attacks would be against Syria itself rather than as a whole. This puts an image in the listeners' heads to show how severe their attacks would be. To help finish this off, I introduce you again to Ethan.
Now, we went over what similes and metaphors are and how they've been used in some great speeches and just how they'll enhance your writing. So, it can't be overstated just how much they will help you out in your speeches and writing. And we're going to leave you with our favorite one, which is, "Like a phoenix, I rise from the ashes." And we love this one because it's a figure of speech that combines a simile and a metaphor. Now, you should start experimenting with similes and metaphors and see what you can come up with.